Hello, my loves. Can you hear me? Ange, can you hear me? Are you there? Hello. Doing a little sound check. What's happening, little microphone? Yes, that sounds like it's good. Everything's moving. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, 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 yes. Hello, hello. All right, here we go. I don't know what happened then, but god damn it, I'm not getting up. The thing about yoga that I love is it gives you discipline, discernment, surrender. So, I don't know what happened then because I've got my road mic. So you know what? We're going to go back in. So thank you for those who've come back, and let's do it. I'll just do a little message to some people on Insta. Actually, do you know what? They can just figure it out. Alrighty. So where were we? I believe we were here. Right foot back, left knee here. We'd done a little bit of this jazz, and now we were going to do something tricky. You were either going to point your hand back towards your back foot or hold on and stretch the thigh. So it's quite a nice stretch. If lifting your leg doesn't work, just stay in the lunge, okay? No sweat. Holding, reaching back, dropping, feeling that stretch down the front of the leg. Spread the toes. And then lift the heart up. 5 breaths here. We're just about there. Coming down, we're coming up into triangle pose. So you can do this from the floor. Start by straightening the front leg. Bring your right hand onto your hip, left hand onto your shin, and twist around. Raise the right arm up. For those of you who are a little bit more experienced, you can drop the hand to the floor. What we're really wanting here is to roll the left side of the navel around to the right. Look up to the thumb. The show must go on. You see, that's what happens when you've got a showbiz background. Technical difficulty, schmifficulty, people. Very nice. Rotate, reach the top fingers up, give them a little wiggle. Press your feet together slightly, sort of energetically. And then lower all the way down. Step back into dog pose. Very nice. Come forward into your plank. Knees down, chest down, point your toes, open your heart. Buttocks back to the heels. We're stepping the right foot forward this time. Coming up, reach up. Very nice. Reach the elbows together and squeeze. Drop the hands, reaching up. Reach the elbows together and squeeze. Reaching up. And squeeze the elbows. Reaching up. And squeeze. And release. Last one. And squeeze. And reach up. Very nice. Dropping the hands down on either side, just tucking the head. Drop the hips forward. Bring the hands on the inside, drop the right knee open. Feel that stretch on the inside of the leg. Now, some of you might prefer to stay here or with the knee up. That's fine. You might even prefer to stay up like this. Okay, just working to your level. Staying here or reaching to look back, pointing to the toe behind you. And if you're feeling a little bit frisky, you're grabbing the foot. Open the heart. Breathe. Keep reaching back. Keep reaching up and back. Lift the chest. That's it. Drop the hips forward. Feel that yummy openness. Lovely. And dropping the hands down. We're coming into triangle pose. So start by straightening the back leg. Bring the right hand onto the shin. I'm going to do it backwards to give you a little back view. Twisting around and up. And if you'd like to, you can take your hand toward the floor. Depends on what feels right for you. Okay? No right or wrong, just what feels like it's going to work for your body in this moment right now. We're staying 5 breaths. We've probably done about 4. One more breath. Lovely. Come back into your dog pose. Very nice. And let's step the left foot forward, and we're coming into a high lunge, so reaching up nice and tall. Hold here for 5 breaths. If it's too strong on the arms, bring the arms down, creating this triangle here, lengthening between the shoulders and the ears, broadening the collarbones. Very nice. Reach, reach, reach. Bring the hands back behind you. Interlace the hands, roll the hands back if that's too strong. We've been holding elbows or taking our hands onto the lower back. Reach back. If you feel pretty stable here, you're moving into warrior 3. So I'll give you the first option. Otherwise, just stay here. You can take a little step and raise the leg up, reaching up and back. Otherwise, bring the hands to the hips and keep your toe on the floor. Reaching up and back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Open the chest, reach. Hands back, open the chest. Drop the hands all the way down. If you're feeling pretty comfortable here, you're bringing the right knee behind the left heel so that you're ending up dropping down into a twist, okay? Look, I can hear some of you groaning. Don't get the huff. There's another option. So otherwise you're coming back here. You're sitting down. Left leg is straight, right leg is bent. We're all twisting this way, okay? So you're either twisting this way. If you did the first option, I lied. Or you're twisting this way if you did the second option. Either way, you're twisting across the knee. And it feels great. Release the breath. Release the breath. And let's change sides. So bringing the knees up, roll forward, hang forward. Very nice. Bend the knees if you prefer here. Getting a nice bit of extension and length through the spine before we step the left foot back. Let's come up into our high lunge. Reach up nice and tall. Strong through the back leg. Always can bring your elbows down, sending your right knee forward. So it's parallel with the heel, thigh parallel with the floor. Let's come forward again. So you can do this in 2 stages. Hands can go on hips if you prefer. You can start by interlacing behind the back. Now see how I'm getting that big arch there? Bring those front ribs in and then lengthen instead. It's not overdoing it and keeping some contact in the core. So here we go, we're coming into warrior 3. So some of you will take hands to hips. Let's try that option. And then coming forward. Nice, slow breaths here. If it's preferable, you can take your toe on the floor. Oops, and your hands on your hips. Just working your way into the poses bit by bit. So almost ready to come into our twist. A few more breaths. So first option is bringing the knee behind, right knee behind, left knee behind, right ankle, twisting forward this way. Second option, come down, sit on your bottom, take your right leg straight and twist around to the left. Either way, you're twisting across the outside edge of your knee, like so. Twisting around. Beautiful twist. Yeah. Hopefully that sounds going. Yeah, that sounds a little bit better. I can see that moving on the screen. Good. Extend through the right heel. Very nice. And reach forward. So we're coming into Supta Virasana. So some of you will simply come and sit on your knees and bring your hands back behind you, lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back. Some of you will be able to put your bottom between your heels and sit with your hands back behind, or perhaps your hands in front. Those of you who are more practiced but like to do classes like this where we're breaking down the options can come to the elbows or all the way down. Wherever you are, you're holding for 5 breaths, so make sure you're comfortable. If you're feeling really comfortable in the pose, start to bring the knees toward one another, gently pressing the pubic bone up toward the navel and the tail toward the pubic bone, so a gentle tilt in the pelvis. Slow breaths. Fill up the lungs on your inhale and empty on your exhale. Fantastic. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath. And let's come all the way up. Have a little rest into your child's pose to start with. Bringing the hands back behind you. Stay there for 3 breaths. Lengthen the spine. And we're coming up into our camel pose. So again, 2 options. Option 1, tuck the toes, press your hips forward, lift your chest as if you're bringing your sternum up, 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 up. Keep the head up, back at the neck long, and forehead is sort of parallel to the ceiling. Option 2 is much more advanced, and you're reaching back both hands at the same time. No twisting across the back because that's too painful. And you're reaching back and rolling the shoulders back. And those of you who are really practiced will have flat feet here. Again, keep the head up. So we've got one line of energy running all the way up. Okay, we don't want to cut off the energy here. We want it to flow right up the back of the spine and down the front of the body as we open the heart. This beautiful back bend. And come down, 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 down. And have a yummy rest, curling in. Oh, so comfortable. Some of us feel squished in this pose. Take your knees wide and you can stack your fists. Pop your head there instead. You might need a bit more space. And if you do, take that option. Beautiful. Alrighty. Let's come back onto our backs. So again, 2 options here. Let's start with bridge pose. You're rolling down, hands flat. Roll your hips up to the ceiling. Interlace the hands underneath you and roll the shoulders underneath. Lift the hips. Bring your tail towards your heels. Press into the feet. Make sure there's space between your chin and your chest. Breathe. And come down. You might like to rest here for a moment. Bring the knees together, palms facing up. If you'd like to come to the next stage, we're going to come up into wheel pose. So some of you will feel comfortable doing this and some of you won't. So option 1 is to rest with knees together, or you can even rest here, which is a really nice back release, as I'm sure you know. So if you're coming up into wheel, press your hands by the sides of your ears, roll up onto your head to start with, and then come all the way up. And just let yourself start to draw into the feet. You can lift the heels if you like. Bring your chest between your hands. And coming down. Bring your knees into your chest. Rest here for a moment. And gently roll up. And let's bring ourselves into our butterfly pose. So soles of the feet together, lifting up nice and tall. Let the knees be heavy. You can bring peace sign, fingers around the inside of your big toes, elbows drawing towards your shins as you come forward. And again, thinking about that triangle, so broad across the collarbone and coming forward. So we want to try and avoid rolling back. We want to keep nice and tall through the spine as we lean forward. Yeah. So that, you know, you're really getting this sense of connection in the navel as you breathe the navel into the spine, coming forward, opening that triangle across the front of the body. And you'll still feel it really beautifully, and more so in the inner legs. If you keep that openness through the heart. Stay there for a little bit longer. And then you can take your legs straight and raise the arms up, lengthening through the heels. Reach your fingertips forward again. You might like to use your peace out sign. Fingers on the inside of the toes. And let's keep the arms straight as you lengthen. Gently draw the shoulder blades together. Broaden through your collarbones, back of the neck long. Press the knees down into the floor. And you can slowly fold. And come up, sit up nice and tall. So we're going to come into Gomukhasana, which is cow face pose. So to do this, some of you will feel more comfortable just sitting in cross legs. So this is option one, and then you're going to come forward, leaning forward, okay? Otherwise, you're going to bring the right knee in front, and then bring the left foot across, and then bring your knees on top of one another. So they're stacking. Now, some people's knees just don't want to do that, in which case I recommend you can try this twist, or as I said, you can go back to this cross-legged position to come into the forward bend. So try and avoid being up like this and swishing forward with a lot of space between both knees. Bring the knees down, and then take hold of the feet. And just let the sitting bones soften back down to the floor. Let's get grounded again. Crown reaching up. Breathing the front body into the back body. And just let yourself settle here. Just let yourself settle fully. Breathe slowly. Long, slow breath. If you'd like to move into the next phase, you're raising the arms up, bringing the elbows together and coming forward. So if your legs are crossed, in Sukhasana, easy cross legs, same thing. We're getting a stretch on the outside of our legs as we come forward. If you'd like to go a step further, you're crossing the arms over and finding your toes. And reach up, open the arms out behind you. Bring the fingertips back to the floor. Lift your chest, lift your chin. And let's swap legs. So if you're in cross legs, bring the other leg in front. Switcheroo, right knee on top if you're doing cow face pose. Let's sit here and settle for a moment. So holding onto the big toes and just letting yourself settle. So bring the bottom ribs slightly in toward your navel. So it's like you're lengthening down through the waist. And then reach up through the crown, broaden through your collarbone. Feel that connection as you lengthen your ribs down towards your navel. Feel as though you're drawing the solar plexus gently in. Feel yourself really settle on the sitting bones. And then see if you can breathe from your tail, your perineum, right up through the navel center, through the solar plexus, into the heart. Long through the crown. And then raise your arms up. Bring your palms together. Bring your elbows together. And come down. And if you were in the extended version with the arms crossed, you're bringing the other arm on top. See if you can grab your feet and grab your toes. Five breaths here. And release. And release. Coming all the way back up. And unfold. And take your legs forward. Here you can bend your knees and fold over your legs. You can support your head, which feels really, really nice. Or you can lie all the way down. If you can straighten your legs and that feels comfortable for you, go ahead and lie forward. And gently coming up and lie down on your back. And let yourself drop deeply to the floor. So release the back of your head. Release your shoulders. Release your wrists. Feel the openness through the front of the body as you let the navel get heavy on each exhale. Releasing through your sacrum, the backs of your knees, and your heels. So as you lie there, you can now draw your knees into your chest. Gently draw them nice and close. And take your knees over to one side. You can take your arms out by the side of your body. And as you take your knees to the side, imagine that you're melting down, totally sinking. Melting like butter. Letting the belly be really soft. So there's a release right underneath, almost like the stalk of the navel. So just let there be a let go there. And then draw your knees back into your chest. And then take them over to the other side. And they can be on the floor, fully released. And again, letting yourself melt here. So often in these poses, when we're releasing our knees from side to side, we're holding on. So let the floor come up to greet you here. Give yourself permission to drop deeper through the side and release deep in the navel. And now bring your other arm over to meet the bottom arm and lie fully on your side, curled up like a pea in the pod. Really soft. And then very slowly make your way up to a seated position. Once more, giving yourself a moment to settle evenly through your sitting bones. Relax your belly and lift up nice and tall through your crown, through your spine. And let's finish with our prana square breathing. So once more, allowing the visualization of a square to come in your mind's eye. And this time the square is lit from within. And it's a beautiful autumnal orangey yellow colour glowing. And as you inhale up the side of the square, lengthen the breath and relax the shoulders. And hold. And breathe out down the side. And then hold your breath along the bottom of your square. And then breathe in again. Hold the breath in across the top of your square. And breathe out. Hold the breath out. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth as you do this, and then breathe in again with a soft gaze inward. And pause the breath again. And breathe out. Hold the breath out. Breathe in again. Hold the breath in. And breathe out. Hold the breath out. And in. And pause. And breathe out long. Hold the breath out. Breathe in. Hold the breath in. Squeeze the belly gently. Squeeze the perineum. Breathe out, releasing the belly, releasing the perineum. Hold the breath out, squeeze the belly, squeeze the perineum. And breathe in. Hold the breath, lift the perineum, draw the belly in. Exhale, release the belly, release the perineum. Hold the breath out. Inhale. Lift the perineum, squeeze the belly. Hold the breath. Breathe out, release. Hold the breath out. One more round. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And go back to your normal breath. Take a moment here. Bring your palms together. And take a moment to bring your intention back into your mind's eye. And I wanted to share a beautiful quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese monk. It's very simple. He says, keeping your body healthy is an expression of gratitude to the whole cosmos, the trees, the clouds, everything. So thank you for joining me. Sending all gratitude to you for staying with me tonight despite a little hiccup, and sending out all gratitude to the cosmos. Namaste.